Is it really important for a B category pilot to have very, very, very top speed or reduce the drag so much, like what they will gain?
If you reduce connections to the wing, yes, the internal structure can take over and compensate for that, but I'm sure there's a limit to how far you can go to have the same passive safety as a three-liner can have. After your training, if you've done your couple of years and you have 100 to 300 hours, a nice three-line B is all you need. It's relatively easy to learn all the ground handling and basics of thermaling, and to be able to get to the base and get to the next base. That's relatively easy. The hard bit is once you start going cross country is to understand micrometeorology and aerology. Meteorology, there's plenty of books out there because that's a mainstream thing, but the level of micrometeorology we need in paragliding, there's no other aircrafts that care that much. Even hang gliders is more resistant to things than paragliders are.
Sure.
And sailplanes is a whole another ballgame. So in paragliding, the hard bit to me for cross performance, people want to do distance. They want to do the 100, 150, 200 kilometer flights. And to achieve that, you can achieve that on any wing, from ENAs to CCCs. All of them will do 200 in Alps in the middle of summer when you have 10, 11 hour time of flight.
Definitely.
You can do it with any wing in the market. And by jumping up to a higher performance, or I like to call them lower passive safety wings, instead, because the performance most pilots are not able to use.
Yes.
Like yes, the wing is able to.
That's very good point. That's very good point.
Why I mentioned micrometeorology and aerology, that's knowledge that you need, and that knowledge you can't read in books much because there's not many about that specific for paragliding. Well, I've written two, but that's only for two specific areas so far. And because it's so specific to paragliding, because we're exposed, we're way more sensitive to the changes of micrometeorology and how the winds move around the mountains and all that. And that's knowledge that takes years. And then even if you have 200, 300, 400 hours in one season, next season ain't gonna be the same. And you can fly at the same place and it will be a completely different story. And that's why even if you spend a lot of hours in one season or two, you still need the years to have the diversity and difference in meteorology, because weather changes. And this year it might have been perfect, but next year it might be a shit show. And you won't gain the experience in 1 year. It's not possible. So I would say to stay with the high passive safety wings as long as it needs to, till your knowledge gets up. And then your kilometers, or this, if distance is your goal, then that's gonna come with knowledge. And the wing, you can jump wings, but it ain't gonna help you to do bigger distances. And more often than not, and I'm sure you've seen it, people get scared and they go back in their progression and they do worse in their performance.
It's getting too slow for them to get in progression.